When we think of low angle down lines, and I'm thinking at bottoms, so I'm thinking about a low angle down, I refer to it as a bucket, whereas a low angle up would peak would be, I refer to those as posts or just peaks. But in a low angle down bucket, we there's all kinds of examples that we see in turnarounds, in reversals. But sometimes we see one indicator sticking out from just a whole bunch of other indicators, and it might be the only one that has a flat bottom or a flat top to it. And in that case, they're really ripe for identification of a gap up. Particularly in this particular case, we have trend gray in a low angle up by itself, and it's in the middle of lines. It's actually on a DnTch pink on the day before this, and it went up the next day, and it had a pretty nice candle to it with a trend red crossover green, so it started the uptrend. And of course, on this day, when you have this low angle down, both of them on top of trend red, then it's going to be a significant candle, which it obviously is. And we also have a unique pattern, or not. It's one of those qualifying patterns in the proximity group. In this particular case, we have divergence again, just barely. Swing Zion is above the orange, and the power 4 is under the orange. That is one of the classic patterns that we see in gaps up. This particular one is not a gap up, but it's a huge green candle, so the end result is the same thing. And I just want to point this out. I've got one other one that I want to show you a little bit ahead here, and that is this one here. And it's in the power Zion line. You've got a really big peak in trend red, and then pink and blue are way up there as well. And what happens? Power Zion turns down on the very day of the peak, which basically it tells you that it's a leading indicator. It's a price change. Remember, Power Zion is not a price barometer, but it is a powerful leading indicator. And without even looking at the other two charts, I'm sure there's more information there, but the whole purpose of this little clip is to make you aware of these little flat bottom indicators mixed in amongst other lines. And as a result, they generate some significant results. Here again, this is a classic proximity location pattern group. All 5 are above the orange line, but Zion is down and the power 4 are up. Just that's directional divergence. So again, that's part of what causes the gap. The location patterns by far are the most important patterns. The shapes pattern in this particular case is 3 days up with the power 4, and the Zion line looks like it's a TOC higher pattern. So briefly, that's what I wanted to convey on those single lines mixed in amongst other lines that give us really great signals.